I have criticized many views of Krishnamurti on the nature of ego or I or mind, or whether there is progress in the world. Okay. There are many things that I disagreed with Krishnamurti. So in this context, I was trying to find out how other teachers handled these issues. And I came across one person by name Gangaji. Gangaji is a student of Papaji. Papaji himself is a student of Ramana Maharshi. So I was following some of the videos of Gangaji and reading which is a compilation of her interactions with some of the students. That book is The Diamond in Your Pocket. Diamond in Your Pocket. This foreword to this book is written by Eckhart Tolle, who himself is a very genuine and popular spiritual teacher. Gangaji is the name given by Papaji to this American Merle Antoinette Robertson, was born in US in 1942. So I found she handles these issues in a more elegant way. In fact, the things that I am criticizing in K as flaws, what Gangaji does is that she almost sidesteps the issues that I am raising about I, ego, and the world. Okay. How does she sidestep this issue? Her general method is like this. Say ego. Her method is that is good, that is great, but there is something beyond this. She doesn't condemn ego. Good, great, but there is something beyond it. Pay attention. This is the general nature of her discussion or talk. And she praises them. She thinks it serves the purpose, okay, and it is needed, and so God is great because God gave these things. But then there is something beyond, and can you reach it? Can you reach it? This is how she handles the issue of ego. So it is not that ego should not be there or ego should be destroyed or that, this, no. Okay. So she takes it like ego or selfishness as something like evolutionary, came as a result of evolution and adaptive and helped mankind. Okay, so man versus other animals, they helped man. So she gives a positive view of human nature, but then takes the stand that there is something beyond, and can we get it? That is the issue. So this is accepting human nature. This is accepting world. This is accepting God's logic and not thinking of alternatives to God's design. Okay. So the question is, this is good, great, but what next? So she asked, like, what next to man? And not what went wrong with man. Not what went wrong with man, but what next to man. So man is good and great and marvelous, but what next? So with this approach, I felt we are actually not quarreling with human nature. So we are not criticizing human nature. We are not disputing. We are not criticizing. We are not disputing. Okay. But we are only seeing that what from this direction, in where can we go? Where can we go further? Where can we go further? So, is this all? She says no. Okay. So I found this approach is more elegant and more sensible and more constructive and creative. Okay. So I am working on her philosophy currently. Let us take some quotations. Now on ego. Look at the way she does this. Ego is a Latin word for I. We have natural capacity to identify ourselves as individual egos. We have natural capacity. This is an enormous power. There is nothing wrong with this power. So, nothing wrong with ego. That is the point she is saying. Next, it is a delightful power, an evolutionary adaptation that has given human species an advantage over other species in almost every circumstances. Ego helped. Of course, here I think it is not simply ego, because animals also have egos. Ego backed by huge brain give an advantage, not simply ego itself compared to other animals. Next, if your individual body, mind, ego is believed to be our final truth, this belief subsequently gives rise to enormous and unnecessary suffering. So, she is saying that if your individual body, mind, ego is believed to be our final truth, so she is saying basically we have this, but this is not final. So we have ego, but not final. There is something more. We have mind, but not final. So she takes spiritual progress as something going more than what is obvious. Okay. Of course, in this quotation you can also see that if our individual body, mind, ego is believed to be the final truth, of course she is a part of Ramana philosophy, part of Advaita. So she thinks that she is part of the tradition that individual ego is an illusion and there is something like collective. I mean, she theoretically shares Advaita's assumptions, because Ramana's assumptions and Advaita's assumptions are same. But that is not the focus that she gives. She simply says that is not final. So it is like sidestepping the issue and confronting what she thinks is more serious issue, that is transformation. So individual ego or individual mind are not the final, but it doesn't mean that she is condemning them. She doesn't mean that they shouldn't exist in the first place. She is not saying that man took a wrong turn in pursuing them, not like that. And regarding things also, as a story, Gangaji takes self takes ego or I as a story. I find this itself is innovative, because what is ego or I? It is a accumulation of selective events. There is a selectivity and there is a past. So you can equate ego and I as a story. So she takes it as a story. And what does she say about this story? Let us see this. She says, every conscious moment of your life is translated and then placed into a personal story throughout the physical, emotional and mental layering of illness, recovery, prowess, weakness, surrendering and possessing and losing. So what she says is that every conscious moment of life is added, accumulated, pluses and minuses, illness and recovery, weakness and prowess, surrendering versus possessing. Basically, plus and minus added over a period of time, and then this is what the story, this is what the ego. But she is asking, are these stories true? This is similar to asking, is ego true? And the answer is yes and no. yes as an account of experience, no as the finality of being, yes as an aspect of the total, no as the totality itself. So, what does she mean? What she means is that is ego true? Yes. But is it final? No. Is ego true? Yes. But is it total? No. So it is not total and it is not final. But it is there and it served a purpose. It is functional. So this in effect is saying that in a transformed being, these things are there, ego, I, mind, there. But it is just that they are not total. They are not final. So I find this is a more harmonious way of looking at human nature. Next, what does she say about getting rid of the story? Getting rid of the story refers to getting rid of ego. See, look at what she says. There is nothing evil or even mistaken about individualization. Nothing evil, not a mistake. And it is natural in the evolution. It is natural. It's a part of evolution and development of human beings. It is a part of mystery of human beingness. See, the way she is looking at ego. It is on this issue I was critical of and quarreling with Krishnamurti. And then she says, attempting to get rid of the story is just another tangent of the story. Attempting to get rid of the story, attempting to get rid of the ego is just another tangent of the ego. So, care readers take ego as the problem, and they think they should get rid of. Okay, and they think that humans have somehow got this ego and this should have happened. And the same thing I would say about thought also. They want to get rid of thought. Of course, we are talking about personal thought. So I find that Gangaji's approach is simpler, clear, and less or no or confrontationist. It is not a confrontation with God. It is not a confrontation with human nature. It is not a confrontation with society. It is not a confrontation with evolution. It is simply saying, good, great, but there is something beyond. There is something beyond. So let us find out. So this seems much more sensible way of handling the issue of transformation. Thank you.